so much at stake tonight in Denver. Both teams shorthanded. The Nuggets missing Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. But what a start it was out of the gates for the Denver Nuggets. Christian Braun, the and one. Minnesota shorthanded too. Remember, the Wolves are dealing with the suspensions from their night against the Pistons the other night, and right away they're down 16. Nuggets fighting and clawing maybe to make their way up to the 2 seed and catch the Rockets. The Jokic show starting early. A 16-point lead, though, in the modern NBA can evaporate in a hurry. Nikola Alexander Walker, the and one. It's gotta be something about Rudy Gobert that brings out the best in Nikola Jokic. Pirouette and score. A minute to go in the first half. Jokic with a rare mistake. Rob Dillingham the steal, and Minnesota takes the lead. First half was nothing, though, compared to what happened the rest of the night. Randall to Rudy. Anthony Edwards has been quiet so far. Now it's Randall again in the mid-range, putting the Wolves up 4. Of course, Minnesota looking to avoid the play-in tournament, a chance to catch Memphis, who's in the 6 seed now. But they have to stop number 15. They in the third quarter neck and neck, and more from Julius Randle. Notice that we haven't mentioned Edwards yet. Jokic having a field day offensively, but Randle challenging him on the other end. Fourth quarter, Nuggets down by 3, and the Joker on his horse giddies up to the rim. Now Nikola doing it all. The steal on one end leads to this from Aaron Gordon. What a season he's having shooting the ball. This one felt like it meant a little something extra to Nikola. Can't leave him open. Nuggets up by 8 and running away with it, and Jokic making Gobert look like a cone. Minnesota hovering around, down by 5, but Nikola again, this time to Westbrook. Minnesota down by 4, not going away. Edwards has been quiet up to this point, but you knew he was going to wake up. Edwards with a 2-pointer there next possession. Edwards, me oh my, he was cold all night. But this is what the great ones do. Edwards putting on his superhero cape to give the Wolves the lead late. Nikola fouled, and he heads to the free throw line. Nikola would end up making both. One more chance for the Wolves to win it before overtime. They double team Edwards, and Randall misses. So now we head to overtime, and Anthony Edwards loves this gym. Edwards putting on his superhero cape, but Nikola Jokic has 51. Bulls up by 4, 2:20 to go in overtime. Edwards is on one. Now the Nuggets in desperation mode, down by 6, and of course, who else? This was the craziest sequence of the night until the end. Edwards the layup there, he falls down, and Gordon responds back with a 3. Nuggets down by 2, 12 seconds to go. And you know where they're going to go again. Nikola Jokic. First time the Nuggets double-teamed Edwards to get the ball out of his hands. In overtime, game on the line, they do the same thing, and we head to double OT. First possession of double overtime starts with Nikola Jokic notching a new career high. Moments later, though, we're all tied at 128. It's past his bedtime, but Minnesota Mike. The amount of lead changes in this game was epic. Minnesota down 1, Edwards again. Other end, neither team wants to budge an inch. Gordon with a 3 to put Denver up by 2. They double team Edwards and Nikola Alexander Walker. Now this sequence would break people's brains. Minnesota tied up. Jokic got fouled on the jump ball. Jokic goes to the line, misses the first, and then he would make the second. Denver up 1. Now this sequence, the sequence of the year in the NBA. Denver was up by 1, and Westbrook misses the layup. But then on the other end, the Nuggets need a stop to win the game. Westbrook was trailing the play, and Westbrook, unreal, fouls Nikola Alexander Walker. Peyton Watson in disbelief. Everybody in the building in disbelief. Russell Westbrook with an all-time blunder at the worst possible moment. So now all Alexander Walker has to do is make 2 out of 3. He makes the first cool comp collected. He makes the second. And Edwards knows what that means. That means this one is over, and Minnesota escapes with a win of their season. Where do you even start to discuss a game like that? How about we start with Nikola Jokic's 61-10-10 being wasted in epic fashion. What happened with Russell Westbrook at the end there is going to be the topic of every talk show tomorrow. And that is the type of sequence that can really damage a player's psyche. going into the playoffs. My goodness. And this is the beauty of sports. One team's agony. And this is the beauty of sports. One team's agony is another team's jubilation. Anthony Edwards, quiet all night, but still he turns it on when they need him most. 34, 10, and 8. But after the game in the post-game interview, Edwards deflected all the praise to Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and rightfully so. Alexander-Walker clutch down the stretch, clutch all game. And oh, by the way, that's 6 wins in a row for Minnesota over the Nuggets. Last thing about this game, this quote telling from Mike Malone, quote, "We as a team, the Denver Nuggets, lost this game. Not one player."